yeah, I think everyone needs multiple streams of income. And so it's super important. I can't imagine not having that, because the security you get, the feeling you get of confidence, of like financial confidence when you have that. One could take a dive 1 month or have a rough month, and yet you're still good. You're still able to make good decisions in life, because it's really tough. I've been there many times where you have decisions in life, financially or business or family, and if you're stressed about financials, you're not really making the best decisions typically. It's a very stressful point of view to come from. So really important to get your financial side of your life in check so that you can live a great life.
You have to begin by being rich and wealthy in your mind before you become rich and wealthy in life. The real purpose of financial wealth is for you to be able to finance your personal mission for your life. It's your freedom money.
We're here with Caesar, and Caesar, we just spent the last 25 minutes or so talking about opportunities within your business. And I'd love for you to kind of just share with our friends that experience.
Well, it is amazing that you guys reach out to just talk about my business and make me realize what I'm probably missing and what should just keep doing or keep growing and expect on my business and in terms of growing in the future. I feel like for new agents, it is important to have these conversations so your mindset is in place and you get motivated every day to just keep going.
Awesome. Thank you, Caesar.
That was well said.
Mentorship and coaching is so important because if you think about it, our entire lives, we have had coaches, teachers, people who help us grow, and it should be absolutely no different with business.
You can almost overdo it at KW. So we have our initial coaching program that you join as a new agent, which is productivity coaching. We also have growth coaching, advanced coaching, and then Keller Williams offers MAPS coaching, international training. So, you could be in training and in class every day of the week if you really wanted to.
And whether their goal is 100 transactions a year or they're more focused on lifestyle and fueling whatever it is that they're trying to do with their life, we have coaching that is tailored to whatever they need to grow their business.
I sit back and reflect on my time with Keller Williams Realty Centers. I can see how much I've already continued to grow, and the people around me and the people that I've met here and the journey and trajectory that they're on, that I'm building a life that I've never imagined for myself.
Over the last 10 years of being in real estate, I can honestly say that these last 2 years have put me in a place where I can create my life for myself and my family that I didn't even know was possible.
So how does an agent make their business more profitable? Well, I think the first thing you need to do is you need to have a plan.
Understanding the fact that we have certain revenue goals, but we can't have those goals and reach those goals if we don't understand what our expenses are, and creating that net income.
Have a plan, keep an eye on the numbers, and then just keep redirecting every time you think you're off course, or just keep checking in.
Because at the end of the day, I can show you many agents that do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of transactions every year, but their expenses equate the amount of money that they bring in. We want to change that conversation. We want to change the conversation to it's what you take home at the end of the day. That's what matters to us.
Everybody has bought and sold. I'm like, really? Everybody has bought and sold.
Something that's fun, that gets people to take a second look.
Post on Facebook 10 times a week.
We had another model moment.
You need to tell people how you're winning.
The technology is supporting our efforts, not leading our efforts.
Every agent is posting, inventory's up and all this and doom and gloom. I'm going, hey, there were 7,200 homes sold last month in the Phoenix market.
Right. Right.
There's this pressure to have omnipresence, be everything to everyone all the time. I'm a believer that is not possible.
I gotta hit pause. You're throwing a lot of value, which is your motto.
pretty sweet.
I don't know if it gets any better. We call this kind of the Disneyland for the real estate entrepreneur. And
wherever you're thinking today, just 10x it.
Hey, everybody, if you like that, there is so much more.
The best way to approach coming disaster is to lean into it and run through it.
Because that way they just get through the other side faster.
That's right. In a recession, don't have a recession mindset.
You can go really negative really fast.
Change is inevitable. Participation is optional.
And that's actually where all the opportunity is too.
That's right. Charge the storm.
Is Gary seeing something that I'm not?
There we go. Colin is answering away in the background as we go live, but that's okay. That's the beauty of, hey, just running and gunning and doing things on the fly and having fun. Welcome to our team meeting, my friends.
Hello.
Colin, take it away.
Hello. You scared me there for a second. I was like, okay, why can't I hear anything? I was just pumped by the intro there that I was looking at. These intros constantly remind me, of all the great things that we have here and the culture that we have with Keller Williams. So it was just a great introduction. This is our first meeting of the year. So welcome to 2023. We have some jam-packed information to bring. There's lots of great nuggets, some great speakers that we're going to be introducing today. So I'm just ready to move into it, Gare.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. We do have a lot of good things happening today. And one of the things that is not happening today, yet you will have access to it, or you already do. As you know, we every month we cover our brokerage stats and where we are in the industry and where we're leading, where doors are opening for opportunities. I got to tell you, we're not going to be covering that today. I know. But the video that Colin and I have already done on our brokerage stats, it's already on the YouTube, my friends. It's already up. So don't go watch it now, but go watch it afterwards. And of course, our market stats, you can always download off of mykwrc.ca. So don't fret, doing things a little bit different and having fun with it. And we also, Colin, as you know, kind of a big day with mortgage rates.
Absolutely. They announced the increase this morning at 10 o'clock. So they totally announced that, 25 basis points, an increase of 25 basis points. So we did touch on that in our markets intel video as well. So it's a good listen. Go check it out.
Yeah, it's a good listen. It's the best we've ever done. Okay. Let's get into today's meeting. We want to welcome everybody. Get active into the comments. I love reading the comments as they go by. Where you're watching from? Are you staying safe from the snow? As one of our special guests said, let's all go out and do snow angels. And I hear it's not snowing in Newmarket yet, so consider yourselves lucky. It's fun to read the comments, and especially when our guest speakers are on. That's how they get to engage with you. So let them know that you're here as well. And of course, I'm going to share my screen, my friends, because we want to welcome all of our new to KWRC friends. And there's a lot over the last little while. Corey, Leanna, Jessica, Ben, Christina, Melissa, welcome back. Sarah and Samantha. This is amazing. Stevie, this is awesome. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. And some of them, a lot of them, Jen, you and your coaching program will get to know them really, really well. Yes. What do they have in store in 30 seconds? What do you have in store for them?
Oh man, in 30 seconds, Garrett, come on. We got the boot camp program set up. They're going to get assigned to their individual coach, whether it's going to be Mike and Mel. We've got daily calls with their check-in with Mike. We've got our weekly accountability and traction training, and we've got our weekly scripts in real play and live practice. So in a nutshell, that's what they're getting ready for.
In a nutshell. So get ready. That's a great way to start the year. But welcome to everybody. And as you can see on the green side, when we get to introduce people to KW, that's considered your sponsors. So we really want to highlight that this year and reach out a huge virtual high five for you at the moment. But being able to build passive income, your profit share, that's something that we all hold very near and dear to our hearts. And Colin and I are really working hard to create more opportunities for passive income this year. And this is just one of those income streams, Colin, right?
Absolutely.
Very, very good. Well, events like this, even though we're online, they still require great sponsors and partnerships. Of course, the Mortgage Group, which is Charity and her team of mortgage agents and brokers, they continue to support our brokerage in any which way. And I know they had a great turnout last week to their lunch and learn. So agents, if you're hungry, and I know you all are in both ways, hungry for business and hungry down here, that's a great event to make part of your monthly routine. And if you don't know what that is, reach out to Charity and her group for sure.
Good.
The other one, Colin, this is great. So one of our premier sponsors, our premier sponsor, Nelson Homes. Again, Colin and I and Stevie and Jen, we're looking at ways to create more opportunity for our agents. And this is such a great partnership in the pre-construction side for custom homes. And Colin, what do you have in your hands?
Well, it's funny that you saw that. Wow. Because these brochures just came in from Nelson Homes. They're in the office here. So drop by, pick it up. We'll have it both at the Aurora New Market, and we get some out to the Keswick locations. So drop by, because these are information you can share with your clients, because we know with a builder right now, it's taking, we've heard 2 years before completion. These guys, they have a well-oiled machine, and they can have something completed within 9 months, 6 to 9 months. So check them out. They're great partners, and that is why, we choose to partner with them in the brokerage.
Yeah. And not only will your clients be served at such a high level, of course, you're going to be compensated for that as well, right? Let's not overlook that.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, it's how we can consult to our clients. This is a great added bonus and feature that we can do with that. And of course, we always extend our gratitude to Nelson Homes and their team for being our premier sponsor. And we've been able to do some pretty awesome things already with that partnership. Good stuff. Colin, talk to us a little bit about what's happening on December 1st. Sorry,
February 1st. February 1st, we have Mark King, the president of KW International, will be joining us here in Canada with also some big names. So I'm really looking forward to that. We also have the GM of REM will be on stage. And apparently he's asked our very own Gary McGowan to join him on stage as well to discuss Realm. So I'm really excited for that. It's going to be an opportunity where you meet with some of the big players in the industry, where you can rub shoulders. I know Warren Buffett calls it elephant bumping. So where you're rubbing shoulders with, people in the industry, and it just allows you to grow bigger and better in your business. So I'm really looking forward to that. And Gary, I know we have our podcast set up at that event as well. So it's going to be epic.
Yeah, epic. That's the word for it. It is a great event that's happening. And I know our guest speaker who's coming on in just a moment is going to be there, and many others. And this is a great place to network and meet those agents in other parts of Toronto and the GTA and right across Canada. What a great place to find referral partners, if anything, right?
Yep.
And because we're going to need stuff like that this year. So do that. We're excited, and we have reserved 25 tickets. So if you want a ticket to this and you can't get one right now, go and send an email to Stephanie. Sorry, Stephanie, you're going to get 25 plus emails in just a minute, but send it to Stephanie, our MCA. She'll be able to get you that ticket and that reservation booked. Okay, my friends, we're going to say goodbye to Jen and Stevie for a few moments, and we are going to invite our guest speaker to come on screen with us. And Colin, I'm going to hand it over to you for the introduction.
Absolutely. Our guest speaker today, just to talk about the DISC and understanding the DISC profile, so you understand yourself, where you can also better serve your clients, is none other than Donna Beach. This is someone who comes with a wealth of knowledge, is a great leader in the industry, and someone who's just constantly looking to raise the level of service and professionalism in the industry. It's just a pleasure to know this woman. She is a strong business owner, and I'm just happy to have you join us today, Donna.
Thank you, Colin. I think I'm going to cry. That was so beautiful. Well, hello, everyone. I just want to say I am the one who suggested the snow angels because it's starting to snow here in Burlington. Can't wait. It's my winter thing. I hope you're all as excited about that snow as I am. Okay. Anyways, here's the thing. I just want to tell you all that I am so honored to be here today, to be talking to you about one of my passions, and that passion is the DISC profile. I speak from a lot of experience when I talk about how important the DISC profile is to your life and your life as an agent. I come from having been a team leader in 2 market centers over the years. And so often agents would come to me, close the door and say, I love KW. KW wants me to succeed at such a high level, build lofty goals, have a big why, make big goals. But you know what? I'll be honest with you. And this is the honest to goodness truth. People would say to me, agents would say, I need to know myself better. I really feel I need to know myself on a very foundational level. And that way I can be of better service to everyone around me. So there you have it. And your own leadership has committed to that focus this year. So I'm very proud of them for having that focus, because when it comes to the DISC profile, which is what I went looking for to help my agents know themselves better for the purpose of having better relationships everywhere, not just in real estate, but in their life. That's what I wanted for my agents, and I want the same for you. So I went and got certified in how to really instruct in the DISC. And in our market center, we call it living the language of the DISC. So when I come to your market center at some point in March, watch for it on your calendar. We'll be doing this in person. It will be several hours. You will do a personalized DISC profile that's all about you, and you'll bring it to the session and we will discuss it. You will not only learn a lot about you, but you'll learn a lot about the people around you. And so let me just speak to that point. I don't know in this audience who is new to the DISC profile, but the bottom line is the good life is built with good relationships, and we are in the business of relationships. So there isn't an agent on this planet that probably couldn't say to themselves, I want to take my ability to have better relationships to a higher level. And that's what the DISC profile offers you. Okay, so that's it. And one of the things I want to share with you before I tap into a little bit about what this DISC stands for, just for the purpose of getting y'all excited about when we all get together in March, is if there's one thing I want you to take away from today, is that when you become very familiar with the concepts of the DISC profile, the 4 different basic personality styles of people, your job is, first of all, to get to know you. And you will do that through the profile and our discussion of that. You'll become very aware. But here's the deal, and this is important, big time. We'll talk about it again in March. Once you have a really good understanding of you, that's where you stop. And it now becomes an awareness of you becoming aware of who you're interacting with, and becoming aware enough of the 4 different personality styles so you become aware of who you're interacting with. For what purpose, you ask? So that you can interact with them in the way they need to receive information, the way they need to be spoken to. And I have a gazillion, you can't even imagine, examples / stories that I will share with you in March that will drive this point home. Tons of them. And I've lived it. So, in our market center, again, we call it living the language of the DISC. And so that's what I want for you. I just want to say that one more time. A, because I said it really well. And B, because I just want you to get that out of today. The purpose of understanding the DISC is so that A, you know yourself, but B, you become very tuned in to whomever you're speaking to, and you get a sense of how they need to receive information, how they need to be communicated with. And honestly, this is where I believe repeat and referral business comes from. I'm 22 years in real estate, had a lot of success, but the DISC made it fun because now I'm looking into, I'm looking through the lens of who am I talking to? What's their profile? And how can I best treat them the way they need to be treated? And just to give you a little bit of an example, think about this for your own life. Who do you know in your own life that you just can't wait to be around? Probably, if that's the case with someone that just came to mind, it's because you can honestly say of that person, they get me. They get me. P.S. Don't you want all of your clients to say that about you? Oh, she gets me. He gets me. Because again, that's where repeat and referral business comes from. Even if you're not that good at staying in touch with people, if they get you and you get them, they'll find you again years later when they've had too many children to fill the house that they're in and they need a new one. I'm speaking from experience when that happens to me all the time, and I'm really proud of it. So there you have it. That's why I'm passionate about the DISC, because it's just such a wonderful tool to help you. And I'm not just talking real estate. I'm talking with your significant other. I'm talking with your children. Those personalities are forming in the 4 and 5 and 6 and 7-year-olds already. Awareness. That's what we're after. So before they cut me off, I just want to give you a little bit of an idea of the DIS and see what those personality styles are, just for fun. And we'll take it further, much further in detail in March. So let's talk about the D. The D stands for dominance. There's a lot of other words it could stand for, but think of somebody you know, please don't yell out any names, that is very driven, determined, fast moving. I know a really high DISC, a D, because they're going, okay, I got it. You don't need to finish the rest of your sentence. I got it. Okay, carry on. It seems like they have an attention span that is very short. A lot of times they're just very intelligent people and they're moving at a very fast pace and they want you to communicate with them quickly. And P.S., they want it in point form as if it's a PowerPoint presentation. No long paragraphs, nothing like that. Be prepared, have your facts straight, because that's what they thrive on. That's really important to a D. There's so many things I could talk about, but I'm trying to go quickly to give you a bit of an introduction. There's a lot of challenges that come with being the D personality style. And I'm going to tackle a lot of this in March because every strength comes with its challenge. And that's what I want you to be aware of, is when you run into challenges, and this can be very helpful with clients. So that's a little bit about the D. Let's talk about the I. The I is the personality, the effervescent, warm, fuzzy, welcoming, you're showing a house, you hug your clients. That's just who you are. By the way, the D doesn't do that. And you are just such a great, warm communicator, and it's very social. You are someone who's very optimistic if you're a high I. And yet some of the challenges can be sometimes attention to detail and following through with things. But man, if I throw a party, I'm inviting an I. And a lot of real estate attracts an I because I's are unbelievable people. So we're everywhere in real estate, and that's a wonderful thing. But again, it's awareness. There's so much I could talk about the I, and I will. So that gives you a little bit of a heads up. The S. Pay close attention to the S, because the S is someone who is very careful, calm. They lay back. They don't want to be out front all the time. They often make phenomenal assistants. They don't need to be in front all the time. They're very good team players. They're very good listeners. And that person doesn't love a lot of change. They just need to keep things very status quo and very steady. The S can stand for steady. And You want to be very careful with an S and handle them with love and care if they're your client, because they can be your best source of an advocate. So, and again, there's lots of challenges that go with the S, but so much good. Think about this. If you want to talk about something that's bothering you, I'll bet you could say to me intuitively, we go looking for an S. Why? Because the S is somebody who won't judge and is a good listener. Am I going to go tell a D something that's bothering me? Yeah, if I want a quick decision made, maybe. But it all depends on what we naturally do. The I, yeah, if I want a whole lot of conversation about it and go out for a drink after, that's good too. But you see the differences? That's a little bit about the S, and there's so much to talk about the S. Let's talk about the C for a second before they kick me out of here. The C is someone who is very compliant. They follow the rules. They're steady. They're very methodical. These people think about what they say before they say it. They're planners. They don't like a lot of criticism. They don't handle it well. And they are people that are very relied upon. They're very good fact checkers. They're very more serious as opposed to effervescent and out there like the I is. So interesting about the D, I, S, and C is that we all have some of the D, I, S, and C in us. You will see when you do your own profile that 2 of those 4 are going to surface as a dominant in you, and the other 2 will be slightly less dominant. So there you have it. There's a little bit of an introduction to the DISC personality profile, if in fact you are new to it. And I hope that helps. I hope that gives you a bit of an introduction. Okay. How do you do for time, kids?
I just asked because I know what everybody went through. They went internal, right?
Mm-hmm. Are we good?
Is your goal. And I asked them, what letter are you? What's your personality? So people are going to start responding in a minute. And I know, Colin, we've talked about this many times. You said it best. Why doesn't that client just get me? Like I keep telling them the information. They don't understand, yet we're not giving it to them, Donna, as you said, the way they need to receive it.
Hello. Thank you, Gary. You just made my day by saying that.
It's funny because
that's it in a nutshell.
I heard the quote, we don't treat people how we want to be treated. We treat people how they want to be treated. And Donna, with this information here, I know I'm working with a C personality compliant. I'm showing them a lot of facts. I'm showing them data. I'm showing market intel. I'm dealing with a D. I just give them the bullet points. I'm your best salesperson. I'm the best agent for you. Here's why.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with an I. We're gonna hug and we're gonna kiss and we're gonna chat about sweater color or anything like that. So it's the beauty of this, and I really look forward to this training. Is the more you understand yourself, the better you would understand your clients. Ultimately, you thriving in this industry.
100%. And you know what else? It makes this industry more fun.
Yeah.
We are all too serious in real estate, and we need to make it more fun. We can make it more fun for us by turning it into a successful conversation where it's a real two-way and it's good and everybody walks away feeling like a win-win. Yes. Oh, there's a Keller Williams concept. So why not? Why not? Right? Why not do this? Why not make it fun? And I got stories galore. You can't even imagine. You just all wait till March. I mean, the stuff I've learned from people in my sessions when they will tell me how this has really changed their life. One girl had to part ways with her boyfriend. She goes, yeah, no, we're not a match. No, we can't get married. True story. Yeah. I feel somewhat responsible for that. Anyway, better to know sooner rather than later, right? It's not just about work. It's about your life. And it's wonderful. I love the stories.
Donna, this has been powerful. Thank you so much. Looking forward to you joining us in person in March. Oh, by the way, it is in person.
Yes.
Yes, good. Yes. I'm glad we agreed on that. Just like yeah. So I'm truly looking forward to this. Thank you so much for your time here today.
Okay.
Enjoy.
We'll get it all planned and we'll set it all up and we'll have some fun with it. It will be a fun and informative session. Y'all are going to walk away laughing and having learned a lot. And beyond that point, even today, here's my challenge to you. Everyone that can hear this, I want you to start taking a look at the people that you're interacting with and to see if they're talking to you in a way you want to receive information, because you're going to start doing the reverse of that. And it works for everyone. So there's a challenge between now and March. Sound good? I know everybody's excited. Okay, I'll sign off. And thanks, gentlemen. You two are awesome. Beyond awesome.
See you on February 1st.
Yes, absolutely. So looking forward to it. You bet. Okay.
Thanks. See ya. Excellent. Excellent. She's always a wealth of knowledge, Colin. That's so good. I'm glad. So we this is how we got to Donna Beach. We were planning the team meeting. We decided we need to have somebody do the disc, and without skipping a beat, Donna Beach. That's how that came up.
She is one of the best in Canada. She knows her stuff. What is your disc profile, Gear?
Oh, I'm definitely a DI. Yeah. I'm this. Yes, I'll hug people. I like that too. I like, obviously the smile, and I'm the glass half full type of person. But
way to go. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. Let's move on, because we got a lot to get through, and things are good. So let's do this. And we have got a great event coming, and let's listen to this. Excellent, Stevie.
Well,
hello, and it's good to have you on screen with us. Tell us what we're gonna do at Family Reunion. Get us excited about it.
Oh, we're gonna do so much at Family Reunion. So speaking of which, going back, Donna was just absolutely incredible. I loved that. What I wrote down a quote that she said. I just want to say it because I thought it was so good. She said, "The good life is built with good relationships," and I thought that was super powerful. One of the best parts about Family Reunion is the relationships that you build when you're down there.
Oh,
right?
Great segue. Come on now.
Right? But it's so true. And funny timing, I always tell, whenever I'm talking to anyone about Family Reunion and, some of the really great value I've gotten out of it, I always talk about the first year that I went, I always talk about how I met the West team. And I got such great value out of meeting the West team, which if anyone doesn't know, they're from Marvin's Ottawa office. I always call it our sister office. And still to this day, like we send referrals back and forth. And I just received a bottle of wine from Rochelle last night to say thank you for the referrals. So it just reminded me of it. And that's where we met and developed a relationship with that Family Reunion. So that relationship has followed me for the last few years, and it's been amazing. But what I want to talk about with Family Reunion, I'm particularly excited for this year's Family Reunion because first off, it's in California. I love going to California. It's amazing. To be able to get out of this weather for a little bit for a work event is like, what more could you ask for? But the cool thing about it also is that this year is the first year in the last few years that they no longer are offering the online version of Family Reunion. So you have to attend in person if you want to attend. And I think as a result of that, we are seeing the largest Canadian turnout that we've ever seen, which I think is really, really cool. So that's going to be awesome. I can't Red Bash and all that stuff is just going to be so great with more Canadians, and anyone who's been will know what I'm talking about. But for those who are on the call right now that maybe are super new with us in Keller Williams and don't even know what Family Reunion is at all, or for you guys who might be kind of on the fence on if you want to go, spend the money, all that kind of stuff, I just want to kind of give you a little rundown of why you should go and what to expect for this year. So Family Reunion is our real estate conference. Most brokerages kind of have a yearly real estate conference that they do, but Keller Williams is actually the largest real estate event in the entire world. So Family Reunion is huge. Like, it is the event to be at. It can only be held at 5 venues throughout the entire world because it's that large, which is really, really cool. And so if you're going to go to anything, you want to go to this one. You'll probably hear a lot of us in leadership say things like, it's an investment in your business. You can't afford not to go. And it's true. Like, it is true. You want to go. It's a business write-off. Like, spend the money and come with us. I think we've got about 20 or so people so far registered from our brokerage, which is a great turnout. And hopefully a few more will trickle in as well towards the end. And the exciting thing about it is we have a few first timers this year, which is so exciting, because when you get to experience it for the first time, it's really, really special. And so what we're going to do is on the 13th of February. So that is the Monday of February 13th is the Monday. Most of us fly out that Thursday. So we're actually having a little family reunion event where we're going to get together here in the Newmarket training room with all the people that are going in person to just kind of give a little rundown information session, what you can expect, especially for the new people. It can be overwhelming if you go on a family reunion without a plan. So we're going to help you guys tackle all that stuff. We're going to get on the same page. We're going to organize some group events. We always do something while we're down there. Last year as a group, we did like Disney World. Like, there's so much to look forward to. So that's kind of what you guys can expect. There's a ton of learning. You want to go into family reunion because there's main sessions, there's breakout sessions. You want to go in sort of with an idea of what you want to take away from family reunion. So that may be something in your business that you're struggling with or you want to learn more about, and you can kind of plan your sessions accordingly. So super looking forward to family reunion this year. I cannot wait. I hope that a few more of you guys sign up before it comes, which we're leaving on February 16th, I believe, is when most of us fly out. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got about family reunion. I don't know. Am I missing anything important, guys?
You said it all. I know we're going. Like you said, 20, most likely about 20 something realtors in our office will be going. It's going to be a fun pack event. And I like the way you said it's an investment. It's an investment into your business. So the connections that you're going to make there, the learning, it will only increase your business. So that was very powerful. Thank you. Yeah,
you're welcome, guys. I'm super excited. Colin, I actually didn't know you were going. You're coming?
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I've brought back some of my favorite, most cherished golden nuggets for my business and everything else there. Stevie, you're absolutely right. You get to deepen and create friendships as you kind of started off with, right?
Yeah.
You go down there with all this expectation to learn about your business, but you also create amazing friendships right in our own market center as well, you know?
Well, we've said that for every time we talk about it, we always say like there's a lot of value in those rooms at family reunion, of course, especially if it's your first time going. But I think a lot of us will say the real value is in the nighttime, the rubbing shoulders with the people. You know, we think we're doing a lot here, and then you go down there and you're in the room with people who are doing like thousands of transactions a year, and it really puts it in perspective, and you get to sit and talk to those people. It's really cool. And yes, even people from our own brokerage who I always knew or heard of or saw in passing, but it was at family reunion when I actually really got to get to know them better and spend more time with them. And yeah, it's really awesome.
Yeah. And I'll challenge everyone too. Everyone that's going to family reunion, there's a great event February 1st where you're going to see a lot of our own Canadian peers. And wouldn't it be cool to go meet with somebody like Donna there or somebody else and say, hey, we're going to meet at family reunion in Anaheim and go for a coffee or something, have lunch together. So use next week's event as a precursor to family reunion. Yeah, it's very good. And I want to do a little shout out here, Stevie. We got some actually special guests from our sister brokerage on the call today.
Oh.
And Matthew and others are there, part of the leadership team. And of course, Matthew, yes, come and meet our fellow agents and peers from the other market centers. But great shout out to KW Integrity from Ottawa. Always happy to do things together with each other. Good stuff. All right. Stevie, thank you. Thank you for everything you're doing. And we're going to have some good times in family reunion this year for sure.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
All right, Colin, let's move on. Very, very good. So next up, speaking of events and speaking of things that we're offering as a brokerage to better know ourselves, one of the big things that we have here, Colin, that we have access to is great great agents like Wayne. And Wayne's got an event coming up. Now, the dates, when Wayne shot this video, they were correct. Now, we've had to make some adjustments to Wayne's schedule and to our schedule. So have fun with Wayne as he tells us about the dates, but more importantly, listen to Wayne's message here in this video.
Hola, KWRC, ¿cómo está? It is Wayne here from the beach in Punta Cana. Hey, Gary Keller learned a long time ago that the difference between people who achieve at a super high level and those people who don't achieve as much is mindset. Mindset is your attitudes and beliefs, which are also known as your personal perspectives. I am hoping you guys are going to join me for some training in the brokerage next week. Part 1 is Thursday, January the 26th from 1 to 4. Part 2 is Monday, January 30th from 1 to 4, where we are going to have a hard look at building our mindset, because I think in 2023, we're going to need a powerful mindset. And the bold law tells us that your business grows to the extent that you do. So are you ready to grow? I am. I'm determined to make this year one of my best years yet. And I'm hoping you're going to join me in that journey. So register at the front desk. I think those days and times are right. Just double check that stuff, because I've had a couple of margaritas and, anyways, I'm hoping to see you guys. Have an awesome day, and let's make 2023 our best year yet.
There we have it.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Almost live on location, because I believe he's still there.
No, I think he's on his way back or is landed back in the country. But this is going to be a very powerful event. Like Wayne is mentioning, it's protecting your mindset as we go into a shifting market. And knowing that, you have that full armor on and you can take on anything. And it starts up here. And with that, there's no other person that will do a better job than Wayne. So please sign up, call the front desk, reach out to us and sign up for this event. It's going to be powerful. It's not going to be on Thursday, tomorrow. It's going to be January the 30th from 1 to 4 and February 6th, 1 to 4.
Very good. Well said. Yes. Okay, my friends, let's invite our broker record on the call with us. And Jonathan, every day I just love the service that you're providing to our agent partners and the care that you have for their business. And there's some important things you want to share with us today. So welcome aboard.
Thank you, Gary. I really appreciate it. This is fantastic. Donna Beach and the DISC assessment. I am one of the fans and I'm a proponent of DISC. So I'm going to give you the goods of me as a compliance officer. I'm going to be listening to you guys. I'm a hugger, and I'm going to give it to you in point form. How's that? I'm also going to be it's going to be my first time going to family reunion in Anaheim. I even got my hockey shirt for the Canadian contingency. So for all those of you who are going, this would be fantastic. I just want to touch upon a few things that during my research and during my reading, I came across. So as everybody knows that, the rates have gone up a quarter point as of today. So some of your clients and some of you for that matter might be feeling a little bit antsy. So rest assured, here's what I found recently. So for one thing, our CPI, which is a consumer price index, which marks the inflation rate, has gone from 6.8 back in April of 2022 to 6.3 in the last quarter, which is the last quarter of the year. That means whatever the interest rates hikes that the central bank has been doing has been working, and the ball's been rolling. So we're looking to have this quarter point that was raised today to be probably the last interest rate increase. And I've read things like, the real estate market is sort of going to be bottoming out in the summer of 2023. Whether that be true, whether that be not, but it looks like the measures of the central bank, the Bank of Canada, is working. So prepare your clients for this. In Canada, it's been revealed by the government of Canada our federal government. Initially, they said 1.2 million new immigrants will be coming to Canada. 1.2. And then there's been a revision since then. That's been changed to 1.45 million new immigrants to Canada in the next 3 years. So between 2023, 2024, 2025, almost 1.5 million. It's never happens. Like the influx of immigrants and the number of people that are just coming in, it's never happened at such a high rate as it is going to be happening in the next 3 years. What does that all mean? It is my understanding that about 40% of all the immigrants eventually end up in the Greater Toronto or the Southern Ontario area. That means there's a lot of high net worth people coming into the city or coming into the Greater Toronto area to purchase homes. So when you get your listings, these are the people who will be purchasing homes from your clients as you get the listings. So prepare your clients for all of this. And just to give you a little bit of a dissection of the numbers, from the 1.5 million people each year, about 100,000 to about 120,000 are high net worth immigrants, meaning over $1 million in net worth when they apply for being an immigrant. So just look at that, and they'll be coming to the GTA, Southern Ontario, to look for housing. So keep that in mind. Communicate all this to your clients, and hopefully, and probably as well, that we're going to have an uptick on the real estate market this spring and towards the end of the year as well. So what do I have for you today is a couple of things. I know that it's difficult for you to see, but this is regarding tenant documents. Anything that has to do with tenancy. So whether you're renting something, leasing something, when you're working with tenants, okay, we have new forms that are related to tenants. So we have what's called a tenant representation agreement instead of the BRA. So please use that. We also have the confirmation of cooperation and representation between the tenant and the landlord. So the confirmation of the confirmation of cooperation representation for a purchase is no longer valid. You can still use it, but no longer valid as far as we want to have all of our agents move towards the tenancy agreement. Any other forms like the tenancy, the lease agreement for tenants, we're going to be using the tenant form for all of our leases, for all of our relationship with the tenants, including the tenant representation agreement. So please make sure to use those forms going forward. So, and then secondly, and not last, is our foreign buyers legislation. You guys have all heard about the new foreign buyer legislation. The government has communicated with us in a very short manner, but in reality, it's quite expensive. It's a whole legislation. So there's pages upon pages upon pages of the legislation. We don't expect you to be a specialist on the qualifications of a buyer for foreign status. However, we do expect you to know the basics and also be able to look into it with immigrant lawyers or with lawyers who are going to be handling the closings with your buyers as well as your sellers. And there's a lot of exceptions. People who are paying taxes who have working permits, visa students for that matter, also for refugees. There are refugees who actually come to Canada with money. So please make sure that you look into these, the exceptions of the rules for the foreign legislation. And coupled with that, whenever you're dealing with a buyer, what you're going to be expecting to fill out is a form called the Certificate and Consent of a Purchaser. It basically says that the purchaser, in their own right, is legally allowed to purchase within Canada. And by the way, this is a moratorium over 2 years until 2025. And we don't know what's going to happen after that. So you all need to fill out as of January 2023, when you're working with a buyer, this form called the Certificate and Consent of a Purchaser, so that they are legally allowed to purchase within the Canadian real estate market. OREA is coming out with another form, and OREA always has a number on their form. They're going to be coming out with another form to represent this exact form presented to us by CREA. So look out for that, and you can use that or this one, either or, when you're working with a realtor. So that is pretty much the short end of what I need to communicate. I hope everybody's going to be having a great spring market, and see you all at the family reunion. Thank you very much.
Very good,
Jonathan. Thank you. Obviously, still as we look at where this market is going and so many changes coming at the end of, or changes made this year, the best thing for us to do is to be prepared for this market. And what we've also seen, and thank you for sharing that, Jonathan, with the moratorium on, foreign buyers. But what we've also seen over the last, from December to now, the market has been quiet. It's been extremely quiet. However, over the last week or just about, we're starting to see a lot of activities, because we see everything that is happening in the brokerage, and we're like, oh, what happened there? What happened this week? So the market, there's a lot of rumblings there. So know that is what we're seeing from the brokerage side. So be prepared when Jonathan says we might be having a very strong spring market. That is just an indication of what we're already seeing right now. So thank you for touching on that, Jonathan.
Thank you. Lastly, Colin and Gary, please don't forget to mention the team symposium as well. Thank you, guys.
Okay. All right, Jonathan, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And if we're still on the DIS profile, we would already, what would Jonathan DIS be? What would you say? Well, he's compliant, so he would be a C.
Compliant, that's right.
Yeah, he's compliant, so he'll definitely be a C.
Yeah, that's important. And so the team symposium, what's that, you ask? Well, you're gonna have to wait to the end of. You're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, but it's good and it's exciting, and it's gonna raise the lid of our brokerage and agent partners. Very good, Colin. What do we have here?
Okay, it's funny because I'm excited for this, because over the years, Gary, you and I were always wearing shirts that will say different things. Like right now, you're saying running comps is my cardio. And when we go to family reunion, we have all these shirts that we can buy at family reunion as well. So a lot of our agent partners, they've been asking about it, and where can they get these clothing that we wear. And thanks to Gary's partnered with a company that will be bringing all of this bringing all of these t-shirts and what is the word?
Merch, fun
merch. That is the word I'm looking for. All these merch to us. So very excited about it. And I think you got us a discount code of 15%.
Yeah.
So
yeah, 15%. It's also the website. Just so there's transparency here, it's where I post all my videos and articles and use it. You use the information there. Either send your clients there or digest the information and put it into your own words. But it's for clients, it's for other agents, and that's the transparency behind it. And the website's just, is where we post all our kind of fun stuff and everything else like that. So use that discount code. And I should note quite quickly here that when you do order anything from there, it is being printed, custom printed. So it takes a little bit longer than going to your local shop and buying a shirt, but there you go. Okay.
All right.
Let's move on. Let's move on to our favorite new TL and Jen. I'm going to bring Jen on screen with us. And Jen, you've got some pretty cool things you want to introduce to us today.
I do. I'm just laughing. So Jonathan says he's 100% high I. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but
no, didn't see that.
Totally checks out. By the way, he loves having chats. It's my favorite. Anyway, yes, I wanted to introduce our new ALC for 2023. So as you guys know, we have our ALC, which is our Agent Leadership Council. And most years we add new people and people serve for a year. Sometimes we've had kind of people do a couple of years back to back when they're really engaged and really loving what we're doing. And this year we decided to approach it a little differently because the ALC, it's such a huge component of Keller Williams and our culture and our agent experience. And we find that it gets lost in the noise sometimes of everything else we're trying to do. And we wanted to make sure that we were highlighting how valuable it is and how proud we are of the people who sit on our council, and take a minute to talk about what we're doing. And so one of the things we've done differently this year is that we're working as a collective committee. So traditionally, you have everybody as a chair of a committee and they kind of, that's their lane and that's what they do. And we're still doing that to an extent. Everyone has a lane that they're responsible to make sure that it gets completed. But as a group, we're all going to be working together to enhance those areas for the brokerage, with the team that we've picked and are very, very grateful and honored have accepted our request to be our team members for this year. So to let you guys know who it is, our leadership council is Austin Clark, Haley MacArthur, Caesar Garzon, Melissa Taylor, and Dylan Silbernagel. So we are across the board. Everybody is a chair for equality because that is something that it doesn't matter what committee you're a part of. If you're part of our culture at KW, we stand and we represent that across the board. Haley is helping us out with our education. She's going to be involved with additional training, giving back a bit more to the brokerage, talking about what she's been doing, what's working for her, and also bringing other people to the table that we might not know and helping us with some events up in the northern areas. Caesar is culture and equality. So if you guys want to have some parties or you want to do some salsa dancing or you want to do anything like that, let us know. Caesar is going to help us head that area. And like I said, we're doing all this together, but he's kind of going to be in that lane. Melissa is growth, which I think is the most fitting thing ever for her. She's so passionate about KW and what it's done for her business. And if you haven't heard her story, go watch her Red Chair interview. She shares a lot of it on that video. Dylan is technology, which just checks out. I mean, between him and Mike doing their what's it, Gary? You know what it's called. I don't even know. That's so bad. Gary, what's it called?
Enabled agent is a system that they run. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to get some more of that up and running a little bit more. And then Austin is finance and just brokerage information, how we run and what that looks like and learning more about our system. So he's going to help a lot with kind of bringing better ideas. So I think we have a really well-rounded group. We hit all of the disc points with all of our different personalities. And I think we're going to be able to really add a lot of value and excitement and change and energy into the brokerage that we haven't been able to before. And if you guys want to know more about the ALC, or you want to sit in on our meetings, or you want to join one of the areas because you want to learn more about it or get exposed to what it is or how it can help your business, just reach out to me. I can connect you with whoever is kind of running that area. And our meetings are open every month. They're on the calendar. You can come and sit in. You can't participate until the end. You can ask questions and things like that. You can listen and see what we're talking about and learn more about how we run the brokerage as well.
Jen, this is amazing. I love it. I love these people. I love the fact that they give back to KWRC and their communities. Yes. Jen, we gotta peel the onion away a little bit here, as I like to say, and the opportunity for ALC members and the future opportunity. Talk to us a little bit about that, because it's kind of front and center in our brokers. We should probably talk about it.
Yeah, that's a good point. When you get to be at the level or have the opportunity to be a part of the ALC, it opens up additional opportunities for you because you start to have different conversations. You start to get in front of people that maybe you wouldn't have gotten in front of before, because we do a lot of stuff for our ALC to give back to them. And most of the people you see in our leadership have come through that ALC route. I have been an ALC member. I know, Gary, you have. I'm sure, Colin, you have as well. And we've all kind of grown into roles, and the ALC was a jumping off point for us. And part of our value to give back to our agents is to create opportunities for you. And I said that in December, and I'm going to continue to repeat saying that for the rest of the year. And the ALC is one of the ways ways you can raise your hand and go, I want to give back. I want to be a part of the growth, and I want to know what those opportunities are. And it allows you to get on that level of us going, okay, like, we know you're here. We see you. We got you. Now let's talk about what it is we can do to make that happen or assist you in any way necessary.
Beautiful.
I love it. I love it. And I'm going to call Melissa out. She's ready for salsa dancing,
Yes.
Caesar. So there you have it.
Sorry, Caesar, I signed you up for something there. My bad.
Yeah. Well, I think the important piece that we can take away from this, and let's think big picture, that, you know, there's a few out there that perhaps have interest in owning a brokerage, or perhaps want to start a team, or want to raise the level of their own leadership, or what it could be, anything. Great place to start is one of the ALC. Obviously, being an ALC on the ALC is a great starting point, but definitely getting into one of those the groups there that are right in front of our screen, because I can tell you that when we have our ALC meetings, of course, we're talking about things and how we can better serve our agent partners, you guys. But more importantly, there's conversations that we're having at a brokerage level too, and Colin, we're having business conversations.
Yeah, we're having business conversations because we're encouraging you to treat your business like a business. So we will talk about P&Ls. We will talk about profit and loss. We will talk about, you really focusing on growing your business. So it's high-minded conversation that we're going to continue to strive for.
Yeah, absolutely. Jen, this is great. I'm excited for all of them. And I know I've reached out to them personally, and I think a few of us have. When you're on the ALC, it also provides you with new doors that get opened as well. So I'm excited to see where they go. I'm excited as I just caught Marv's post here. I haven't read it, but he said something about the ladder, and it is climbing the ladder, right? And the ladder of not to say of success, but it's the ladder of raising your bar, right? Raising the lid, raising the capacity that you can, right?
Yeah, absolutely. What he said was the market center is a ladder. People are always moving up and down, regardless of the market conditions and interest rates. And in this market, more people have to move rather than just want to move their mindset. And that last piece is so key, right? You can't just want to do it. You can't just say, I wish. That doesn't create any sort of momentum or any sort of energy or a shift. You have to be invested in doing it and stepping up and raising your hand, even if you're uncomfortable, just to say, hey, I want to be a part of this and see where it takes me. That's just the first step. From there, we can work with you and carry you forward. And yeah, regardless of the market, regardless of what's happening in real estate, this is about leveling up. It's about leadership. It's about growing your mindset in your business. And that's what the ALC is. And that's why we selected this group of people as well. They're passionate about it. They are showing us year over year as they grow that they're committed to that growth, and they're committed to the brokerage. And we love that, right? And we want to be able to give back to them and support them as well. So I love that, Marv.
That's powerful. That's very powerful.
I like it. And I'm excited as I look here. 4 of the new ALC members, 4 of our new leaders here started their business at KW. Melissa started her business, I believe, at Remax.
Yes.
And this just goes to show you, I think, Jen and Colin, the resources that we have at our brokerage, right? I know we talk about this all the time, Jen and Colin, but remind us a little bit, Jen, when someone joins our brokerage, it's not just like, as Marv used to say to me, here's your business cards, now go. We fuel them. We give them the pieces. I touch a little bit on some of those pieces we give them.
Oh my God. It's like we almost do too much sometimes. I think we always hear like everyone's overwhelmed with what to do next and where to go. And what we put in place to try and give that guidance is to make sure that they have their checklist, their 100-day checklist that they have available, that Stephanie and Marianne and everybody have worked so hard on to build and put together. We have the coaching programs for them. So if they're brand new, they come into PC, and it's so cool to see this list because, Austin, Haley, and Caesar all came through that program, right? And to see them now where they are and where their business is, I selfishly have gotten to be part of that journey, and I love it. Or they go into growth coaching, or they come into advanced with myself or Dylan, or, if you're building a team that you can do team coaching, you've got the onboarding process with our brokerage and the systems there to learn what the brokerage does. And my KWRC, you're sitting down with Mary Fresnel and getting your branding. And, it's a lot in a short space of time. And all of it is important. And it's also sitting with your leadership and your sponsor and going, okay, like, what do I do now? I'm here. I see all of this stuff, but where do I start? Because it's so overwhelming. And giving them the steps and the plan to follow that they can execute in the order that makes the most sense for what their business goals are. And part of that is a business plan and, having that conversation as well. And I know we do that with all of our PC agents, and I sit and do it with some of our growth agents as well. But we're always open to putting that together for any of our agents. If you're not sure how to do it, or you don't know how to apply it to the business that you're running or you want to build, then let myself know, let Stevie know. We can speak to that at a high level, as can the rest of the coaches in the brokerage. So it's all about figuring out, where are you? Where do you want to go? And what are the steps in the middle that we need to build in order for you to get there? And that's the vision of us helping our agents grow to the level that they can be ALC members and they can be leaders in the brokerage and just leaders among their peers, right? And find those communities that they fit into. So
that is excellent. I love it. I love it. And what I'm taking out of all this is tremendous opportunity. Whether you are one of our team leaders from a big team, or you're a solo agent, or you just started in the business, just know that there is tremendous amount of opportunity in front of us, and definitely in a shifting market, more opportunity shows up. And what I love that, and we're going to segue right into this, because we've got a great opportunity in front of us to learn from Danny. And Danny, if it's okay, give me the thumbs up. I'm going to bring you on screen when you're ready. Yeah, we're good. We're going to bring him on screen, Jen, right now. And Danny is one of those virtual faces that I've known for an awful long time. And I've been a client of Danny's. I've followed his teaching. I've followed a lot of the things that he does. And what I love about Danny, Jen, and Colin is he's always looking for an opportunity to create for others, right? And if you follow Danny on Facebook, for instance, it's not uncommon for one of Danny's Facebook questions or comments or thoughts to generate not 5, not 20, but like 200, 300 comments. That's the type of engagement that we want, right? Because he's providing value. How do we provide value? As I said earlier, how do we go from salesperson to consultant? And what I asked Danny here to do today is talk to us a little bit about not the typical knock, knock. Hey, I'm a realtor. Do you want to buy or sell or buy, invest in real estate today, or pick up the phone or do the same thing? There's other creative ways to engage conversation, to engage people, to provide value. So Danny, that's a long intro, my man, but thank you for joining us today. And I'm going to hand it over to you. If you want me to stay on camera with you, that's okay. But it's a pleasure to have you on board with us.
I do want you to stay. Hey, Colin. Hey, Jen. What's up,
brother? What's happening, man?
Happy to see your faces. And yeah, that I do have a strategy for social media. So I have a couple posts. I just did one 2 weeks ago that had like 600 comments. And this is organic, not paid, not boosted or anything. It's just like raw. And then the big one, I had like 2,000 comments. But so here's my strategy. So the one that I did, 600 comments. That was a couple weeks ago. So it was about a webinar, and I posted saying, hey, I'm thinking of doing a webinar about this topic on such and such date, but I didn't put a link. I didn't have people register because Facebook doesn't like links. So if I was to put a post and say, hey, I'm going to do a first-time home buyer seminar on the 21st of this month at this date and time, and here's the link to register, I would get 5 people registered. You know what I mean? Like hardly anybody. So instead, I avoided the complexity of having a link, the date, because people use the date and time as a reason to not join. But if they think that they can get the recording or something, there's a better chance that they'll engage. So anyways, the first 24 hours, I'll just let everybody comment, and I won't say anything. I'm not going to like the comment. I'm not going to engage in any way, because when we post on social media, it has like a 24 to 48 hour shelf life, and then it's gone. So I let that shelf life expire. And then all those people that did comment, I tag them and say, great, Jen. Okay, I got you. Okay, Colin, I'm going to send you the link. Okay, Gary, get ready. I'm going to send you stuff, blah, blah, blah. And by re-tagging them, it brings the post back alive. So I just brought it back alive, and I'll get like another 24, 48 hours of people commenting, and I'll ghost them again. And then I'll come back like 2 days later and start tagging them and saying, okay, I got you. I'm going to hook you up, blah, blah, blah. Check your inbox. And it's just kind of like this weirdo little cycle that tends to work pretty well. It also helps that if you offer anything for free to realtors, they gobble it up. So that's why I get more engagement, because I'm usually offering free stuff for real estate agents. So I have an unfair advantage, whereas most of the people listening to this, they probably are a real estate agent. And so if that's the case, I tell you this, I have one girl that wanted to really struggling with social media. Like, she was putting at least an hour a day into it and not getting any results. And I'm like, well, we have to wear so many hats in this business. Like, you have to be a real estate agent one day, an accountant the other day, a marketer, video editor. Like, we got to wear all these different hats. And I'm like, look, the social media thing, you creating content is just not your strength. And I wasn't putting her down. I was just sharing with her, like, look, if that's not your strength and you don't feel joy with what you're doing, why don't, instead of you creating content, why don't you just engage in other people's content? So I said, look, do me a favor and do an 8-minute walk around the block every day. Just first thing in the morning, before you check Facebook, before you go on social media, read the news or anything like that, just do a walk around the block to get moving. And on your phone, while you're walking, scroll through Facebook and comment on other people's posts, direct message them and leave them voice messages, and engage in other people. Instead of spending an hour a day creating content that you get like three to 10 engagements, like comments and likes, why not just you go out of your way to share like the things that you do like have you ever noticed that if you like something on social media, you start seeing more and more of it? Well, train it. So let Facebook know I like every photo that has a dog in it, and like that photo and comment on the photo. And you're going to start seeing more and more photos in your timeline of your people that you're following with dog posts. And so anyways, she started doing that where just 8 minutes a day. She was getting more from 8 minutes a day versus before when she was spending an hour a day trying to create content. Yeah. So anyways, that was a little sidetrack conversation, but I'm here. I'm going to be sharing with you guys out of the box ideas to get more business. That's what and by the way, I'm just going to keep talking and spitballing ideas. So when my time is up, just cut me. I will not feel bad because I know I've got a limited time with you. Okay. So starting off, when I was a brand new agent, I had a bullpen office. Like, I didn't have a real office the first year. I had the common shared office. And then I realized real quick, nobody was actually walking in off the street to say, hey, Dan, I'm buying or selling a home. Like, I was the agent on duty, but for whatever reason, that brokerage had very low traffic of people walking in saying, hey, I want to buy or sell a home. So what I did was I set up an email alert for myself as if I was a buyer. And my alert was for any listing from our brokerage that was vacant. So if one of our other agents got a vacant listing, I got notified about it. And then I called that agent up and I'm like, hey, Joey, I noticed you got a new listing. Congratulations. I wanted to see if I could do an open house at that one. And most of the time they're like, yeah, like they don't want to do the open house. So I'm like, awesome. Now it is vacant, so it's not going to be a bother. I'm actually going to do it on a Thursday evening, actually. And because there's nobody there, I won't be bothering anybody at dinner. So that shouldn't be a problem, right? And they're confused. They're like, sure, I guess. Like, why would you want to do an open house on a Thursday night? The reason is because I turned other agents' vacant listings into my mobile office. I had to stand and work and prospect. I had to stand and create content. I had to create my buyer presentation, my seller presentation. I had to update my website and all of my social media. So while I'm doing that sort of activity, where am I doing it? In my living room at home where nobody's walking in? Or am I doing it at my office when at that time, again, nobody was walking in? So every week I did at least 4 open houses, and they were at vacant listings because I could have an extended open house throughout the day and not bother anybody, but at least I had the chance that I was going to get walk-through traffic. So that was mission number one, was to be doing an open house every single day. The other mission was out of the box marketing. So I actually bought a transport truck load worth of boxes, moving boxes. It cost me about $2,000, something like that, 2,500. And then I put these moving kits on Craigslist, Kijiji, Facebook Marketplace. And I had kits where people could buy like an $80 package, $100 package, $150 package. Now, who do you think these people were buying moving boxes?
People who are going to move.
People
so
moving. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, I was getting paid to prospect. So I actually paid $2,000 or whatever for the truck load of boxes, and I ended up selling them for like $5,000. So I basically doubled my money and some. And now, not all of them were moving. Some of them had already moved. Like, oh, we just bought a home and we're getting ready. And I'm like, oh, congratulations. Here's your boxes. Thank you. But then some of the people were like, oh, yeah, we're just decluttering. We're getting ready to move. Oh, interesting. Hey, I got this package I'm going to give with you. So I gave them the moving boxes, plus I gave them a buyer package or a seller package. And it wasn't like an influx. I'd be like 4 to 6 a week. But that's 4 to 6 more conversations per week than I was having before. Plus I was getting paid for it. So I thought that was a brilliant strategy. It worked out really, really well. Now, as soon as I joined the brokerage, I started in 2007, by the way. So in 2007, I joined the brokerage, and they're like, there's your desk, there's the phone book. If you got any questions, ask. And I'm like, damn, I got so many questions. Like, if I was to go work at McDonald's, they would teach me for 2 weeks how not to burn the fries, and they wouldn't let me even touch the cooker. But in real estate, they're like, yeah, if you got a question, ask. I was just scared crapless, to be honest. I didn't want to work with my own sphere of influence because I was treating them as a guinea pig. Hold on a second. I'm going to try and share this. No, I'll just turn it off. Normally I use my iPad. So this is a TV I have, and I have like my logo that's blurred out, and it just looks cool. But it's not looking cool because my iPad was dead, and when I do it on my phone and I get a phone call, it disconnects. So anyways, there goes that cool feature. So anyways, so I'm like, okay, week number 1, I got to call my sphere of influence. I got to add them to my database. I got to let them know I'm excited about real estate and I want to help them out. But I felt like the biggest loser of like, oh, I haven't talked to you in 5 years, but I got my license, so we're buddies again. Like, that's kind of like how I came across, or how I felt coming across. So I developed this strategy. I call it the 1-2 punch. So punch number 1 was real estate related. And then punch number 2 was not real estate related. And I'll share the story with you. So the script would sound like this. So first of all, I would build a warm list of all the people that you know, like, and trust, that if you were to pick up the phone and say, hey, it's me, they would answer the phone and they know who you are. So I don't want anybody like on your list that's kind of like, you kind of know them. This is a list of the people that if you were to have a client appreciation party, these are the people you'd invite. So first of all, you build that list. I have a whole exercise on building that list from scratch for free. And when I'm done chatting, I'll put it in the links in the comment section here. And anyways, the script sounds like this. So I pick up the phone and I call Laura. Laura answers the phone. I'd be like, hey, Laura, it's Danny Wood over at ABC Realty. Hopefully I caught you at an okay time. Pause and let her answer. She's probably going to say, yeah. I'm like, awesome, Laura. So you can totally relax. I'm not asking you to buy a home or sell a home, but I do have something that impacts your area. And I just want you to hear me out and play along for a second. So if you could guess, how many homes do you think sold in your neighborhood within the last 12 months? Do you think it was like 3, 8, 12, 20? And you could be totally wrong. Just take a wild guess. And then she says a number. It doesn't even matter what she says. She says 8. I'll repeat the number and say 8. Okay, so you would agree if it was 8, that's not a very overwhelming and spammy number, because we have this new system that what it does is it emails you all the activity just in your little neighborhood, in your pocket. And like you say, you might get 8 a year. And in those emails, what you're going to see is obviously the real estate and what homes are selling for and what they're listed for. obvious, but you're also going to see the home renovations that your neighbors are doing. You're going to see the home staging ideas that people are doing to properties similar to yours. And I didn't want you to miss out. Is it okay if I include you on that? And if so, what's the best email? That long, awkward silence is your best buddy on the phone, because they're going to fill the gap. They feel like, oh, yeah, email. So then they start telling me their email. So I'm jotting down the email. So I write it down. I'm like, okay, Laura at blah, 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 Gmail. Got it. So I want to dial this in for you. What's your mailing address? Like postal code and everything. I want to make it hyper local. Got it. Okay, so then I get her mailing address. So on that one initial phone call, I'm getting name, phone number, email, and mailing address. That's half the battle right there. Most of the real estate agents I talk to, if I was like, yeah, show me your database, it looks like Swiss cheese. There's so many holes in it. It's like you got a list of 200 contacts, but you don't have any of their mailing addresses. You've got their emails, but not the phone numbers. Like it's like a big mess. So on that first phone call, I'm able to have a real estate related conversation, get all of their contact information. And then when we hang up the phone, what am I going to do? Okay, step number one is I'm going to log into my database. Whatever you guys use as a CRM is cool. So log into that CRM and add him or her as a contact. Then I'm going to log into whatever you say. I came to you and said, hey, I want to buy a home in your city under this price range. What are you going to do? You're going to set me up as if I'm a prospect match, and I'm going to get alerts based on my criteria. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to set her up for, only instead of for the whole city, it's just going to be for her little pocket. So depending on your MLS, you can do it as like drop a pin and do a tight little radius, or sometimes you can do like a polygon and outline the area. In other cases, you just got to list off the names of the streets. Whatever your MLS, however that works, you basically set them up as a prospect match, but it's only for her neighborhood. And now, guess what you got? A real estate related drip that is self-generating content that is relevant to them, and it's free for you. It's not another service that you got to pay for. So this is a really good exercise. If you did 3 a day, 3 a day, 3 a day, 3 a day, you'd have like 60, 120, like, you know what I mean? As the months roll on, if you just keep showing up and doing 3 a day, 3 a day, 3 a day. I used to have a rule that I would be the first one in the office to turn on all the lights, unlock the door, get the coffee going for everybody. And I was the last to leave for the first couple years. That was my role. I was just the guy that was first in, last out. I'll see you at the office. You already know I'll be there. And so I had a game that I would have a 8.5, 11 sheet of paper, and I drew a tic-tac-toe grid. And I wasn't allowed to leave the office until I had 12 conversations with 12 people about real estate that day. And it became a game to find out, like, how am I going to have these conversations with people? Who are these people? Like, I made a rule. And my other rule was I obviously wouldn't call a person after a certain time. So I never called people after 9 o'clock at night. I called people before then. And so that was my rule. I either had to fill up this sheet of paper or stand here till 9 o'clock. And okay, so anyways, I set her up on a prospect match using your MLS system to set her up on that. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to search her up on social media. So I'm going to search her on Instagram, follow her, send her a voice message. Hey, Laura, really good connecting with you on the phone earlier today. I just want to let you know I set you up on that thing. So you're going to start getting emails. And just to keep you in the loop, I pulled off a 12-month report and I sent that to you as well. Okay, I'm always here for you. Bye. Boom. Send a little voice message. Add her on Facebook. So I'm like trying to organically, slowly grow and connect with people. Now, on social media, if I follow a person and they follow me back, it kind of gives us each a score. Now, if me and that person actually, like, I inbox them and they respond, it gives the two of us a higher score. So the more you engage with a person, the higher your score is with that person. So that's why when I post on social media, I get a higher engagement level, because I talk to so many people and direct message them, and they like my stuff, I like their stuff. So it's not like one-sided. People think like, oh, I'm going to post on social media, I'm going to get a lot of likes, and that's the way it goes. It's the opposite. It's actually the more you put in, the more you get out. And anyways, so I would go through that exercise. Now that's punch number one. Real estate related conversation. Try and get everybody set up on that nosy neighbor alert using your MLS system and adding them to your database. That's mission number one. And it might take you a month. It might take you 2 months, whatever, 3 a day, 3 a day, 3 a day. Now, what happens on month 2 or 3 or 4? I'm going to have to call her again, right? And I have to have a reason for that call. So that's what punch number 2 was. And to me, I became a professional fun haver. Every single month, I set something up on my agenda that I could invite and enroll people into that was just fun, that had nothing to do with real estate. So the first one I did was goat yoga. I saw on Facebook somebody did goat yoga. I'm like, I need this in my life. I have to try goat yoga. Where's goat yoga? Is there such a thing as goat yoga? So I go to Google. There's no goat yoga. So I'm driving down the road. I'm from Oshawa, Ontario. And so I'm driving down the road and I see a farm with goats. Squeal in, go knock, knock, knock. The guy comes out. I'm like, look, this is going to sound ridiculous, but I saw this idea on Facebook and it's called goat yoga. I don't have any goats. Obviously you do. Would it be okay if I entertained your goats for an afternoon and we did like a yoga thing in the yard? And he busts a gut laughing. He's like, oh my God, yeah, of course you can do that. So I'm like, check, got the goats. So then I go to Facebook. I'm like, okay, crazy idea, guys, but we're going to do goat yoga. My only problem is that I don't have a yoga instructor or Pilates instructor. Do you know anybody that wants to have fun for an afternoon? Tag them below. And then a whole bunch of people were tagging their like yoga friends and Pilates instructors. So I just had like a social media post go mini viral from all these people posting. So then I call up the Oshawa newspaper. I'm like, look, you guys tend to lean on the negative news. Well, we got some fun, colorful, share-worthy news. We're going to do a goat yoga thing. I think you should send out a photographer. It's going to be at the end of the month. Do you think you would do that? And they're like, yeah. So I got free press in the newspaper. And that was from the first event. So we did goat yoga. We did a Segway tour. We went downtown Toronto to the distillery district and rented Segways. And we rented like 12 of them. We did self-defense course. Not me. I couldn't teach that. I'd just teach you how to run. So I had some other guy come in that like could actually choke you out and punch you, I guess. So he came in and he did the self-defense. We did a CPR course. We did stained glass making. We rented the deepest pool in Toronto and did free dive lessons, golf lessons at the driving range. Called up the driving range and said, hey, if I get like a group of 10 or 15 people out, is there a discount on balls? And then also I want to hire a golf instructor for the hour to just walk up and down the line and tell us all how bad we are. And anyways, every single month I had a different event. My next event, I live in Vancouver now. This is a mobile RV and I move to a new city every month. So in 2018, I hit the road full time on this is a tour bus. And I just like basically chase the sun. And then when COVID hit, I was living in LA and that was a crazy place to be during COVID. So I booked it north to healthcare and I've been in Vancouver ever since. So anyways, because I'm in Vancouver, the next bigger event I want to do is going to be, the stand-up paddle boards. You stand on it, looks like a surfboard. Yeah. So they have glow in the dark versions that have glow sticks on them. And I'm going to do a glow in the dark stand-up paddleboard as the sun is setting in downtown Vancouver, and the sun's going to be hitting the skyline of all the big buildings, and it's going to look beautiful. And then I'm going to hire a DJ to trail behind us on a mini dinghy. It's going to be like the most random, like what is going on type of event. And what that gives me is it gives me social media. It gives me a reason to email blast people to invite them. It gives me a reason to call them and to text them. It gives me a reason to follow up with past clients and include them. And most of the time, the people are going to use the date and time as a reason for they can't, or the topic. They're like, oh, I don't like water. Maybe that's the topic. So they're like, oh, I don't like that. I'm not trying to convince everybody to come and to go. I'm just trying to let them know that I'm alive, that I'm thinking of them, and that I'm their friend in the business. And if I can just keep showing up in that capacity, the business will come. But the problem is if you're not calling and reconnecting with people, and if the only time you do, it's always about asking for a referral, it's like you're not their friend in the business. They know what you're tuning into. You're tuning into your commission check and you're trying to get business. So for me, I took it a little different of an approach. and it tend to work really good. I want to share a couple apps that I use for stuff like this. Like the first one is called Reach, Reach. It's on both Android and iOS. And what's cool about Reach is I can create a different list. So I have a list of broker owners and managers. I have a list of people that book me as a speaker. I have a list of coaching clients. I have different lists. And what's interesting is that through this app, I can type up a single message and then pick the list that I want it to go to, and it will go to them. But what's interesting about that is that it actually comes from my cell number. Most texting software, if you create a list and do a mass text, it comes from some weirdo number. Like my number is 905-903-5442. That's how everybody has me saved in their phone. So if they get a text from some guy claiming to be Dan Wood at a 647 number, they're just going to disregard it most of the time. And two, some of them are going to be all like, oh yeah, F you, you're not Danny. And I'm like, oh man, that backfired. So I like Reach because it actually allows you to have one-on-one conversations with people in mass. It also does name merging. So if I typed up one single message, which I did yesterday, I typed up a message to all of my coaching clients and I sent it out giving them an update that they're going to be getting this awesome resource where every month we create marketing content for them as templates. And we've got a new membership portal for them. So I did a mass text to everybody yesterday. And when I did that mass text, I mail merged their names. So it went out to like X number of people. And when it did that, it was like, hey, Samantha, hey, Steve, hey, Joey, hey, whatever. So they felt like it was me actually personally reaching out to them, which I did. I just couldn't do like each person one at a time. It would have taken me an hour, right? Instead of like 60 seconds. So Reach is a brilliant app. I did a 15 city tour at the end of last year. And at the beginning of the tour, on day number 2, I shared this app with one of the guys. And then 3 days later, he tracked me down to another event I was at. And it was like 6 hours away. He went way out of his way to get to this second event. Anyways, he meets me up at the second event. He's like, dude, you would not believe it. I did that Reach app thing that you were talking about. And I got 8 buy-sell leads and a closed deal. I'm like, what do you mean you got a closed deal? It's like 3 days later. He's like, yeah, I know. One of the guys actually wanted to put an offer on a commercial property. It was an $8 million property. All I had to do was send it to the lawyer and I got 1%. And I'm like, well, I just increased my coaching fees for you, buddy. And so what his message. Oh, we got to wrap up. Okay.
Yeah, just about 1 minute. Sorry. Yeah.
I'll wrap up with what his message was. So what he did was he took his list of all his past clients, which was 800 of them, and he said, I only liked 130 of them. He's a funny guy. So anyways, he pared it down to the 130 that he actually liked. And then he typed up a basic message saying, hey, just checking in. If you need any help with real estate, I'm always here for you. The market's shifting and I haven't talked to you in a while. I just wanted to let you know I'm still here. That was his message. And he got 8 responses and one of them was ready to go pull the trigger. Here's your commission.
Wow.
I love it. I love it. Colin, I love it. Danny, what's the best way to reach you? Follow you on social. It's Facebook. Obviously you got your number there. So everybody do a little screenshot of that. But what's the best way to reach you through Facebook?
So in the chat, I don't know if everybody sees that or
I'll copy it over.
Okay, yeah, copy it over. They can click that link. So that has the game plan on building and growing your database from scratch with the script for calling your nosy neighbors. And then the second video is all about the types of events you can do. So while people are watching that video, it has my phone number, it has my email. All of you listening, you can book a one-on-one call. It's free. It's not an upsell. What happens is if I do enough free coaching calls, just naturally people are like, I like your vibe. Let's work together. So there's a possibility that might be a thing, but really I'm not trying to sell people on anything.
It's funny because I'm listening to all these weird and wacky ideas of client events. And so many of us, we have those same ideas and we're like, no, that is not going to work. But you, Danny, you implemented them and you've built a massive business by just implementing, and being different and being unique in your own way and being true to yourself. So love what you shared. I love the idea of the app. At some point, we'll connect to find out what are some of the cool apps that Danny is using that we can share with the agents in our office. So truly appreciate your time with us today.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Take care.
Love it. Love it. Always good to connect with him. He's so creative, right?
So creative. It's different. It's totally out of the box. Like, who would think of, goat yoga and then go knock on a farmer's door? Like, it's brilliant, but it works. And the way he's built his business over time, it's just, weird and wacky ideas, and I love it.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to some of the things we talked about. Realm. Why use Realm? Early adopters, and he is definitely an early adopter of in thinking creatively, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
So there we have it. Okay, we're gonna fly a little bit because we know we're at the 1:30 mark, and we got a couple of things we want to talk about here. And the first thing is, and I'm going to do this somewhat quickly, Colin, but red light, green light. And if you've been around KW long enough, you know what that is. If you're new to KW, you're like, Garrett, why am I driving? Red light, green light is a financial conversation, and one that I had with myself in respect to my business last summer. And I looked at my expenses, meaning if I was paying for things more than once, if I was paying double for things like 2 services for the same thing, why do I have that? And I looked at it, and as everyone got a text yesterday, I was able to shave off $2,000 of expenses that I didn't need personally. This is going to be from my experience. I didn't need. And I wanted to share with you that today, just so you're in that mindset of looking at things from perhaps the business conversation, the business perspective. And here's what I had. Calendly, which some of us use. So this is going to be from my perspective. I was paying, as you can see, $192 a month. And I knew there was another service out there, and I could use this service, one-time cost, same bells and whistles, $39 forever. That's it. One payment, not $192 a year. The next one is Zoom. I know not everyone uses Zoom, and there's a free side of Zoom. I was paying for the full service of Zoom so I could have client meetings and everything else. And then I'm like, Gary, you're an idiot. Colin, there's the free Zoom, but there's also, if you have Gmail,
it's free for everybody.
Google Meet. So why am I paying for Zoom? Right? Why are you paying for Zoom if you have it? Again, business conversation. Email marketing. You know me, I love sending out content, and I was using MailChimp for a long time, and I was paying for my account $100 a month, $1,200 a year. That's a lot of money when there's other services out there. One-time cost, doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but if you get my emails today, it's on this new service where I paid $95 one-time fee. That's
and
it.
The truth is, Gary, I wouldn't even know the difference from your previous to this one.
No, I haven't. There's been no backlash, if we can say. Or they're like, Gary, why does it look different? Nothing like that. Next is a website. I was paying, and I know I was the fanboy of a website. I'm going to Web4 Realty. There it is. It's out there. I was telling everybody it's a great platform if you want MLS listings on your website. And I've used them since I think 2015. Last summer, I thought to myself, why am I paying for this? There's not many people that go there, but why am I paying for this website just so I can say I have an MLS website when there's other apps out there like Command? You might not be all Command in, and that's okay, because that's okay. But there's services or there's features in Command like a free MLS website, and I moved my website to Command. And let me tell you this, Colin, no one has said, oh, what happened with your other website? Everyone has said, hey, this is pretty cool, because now I'm not limited to just searching properties on Treb. I can search worldwide.
Anywhere it is. Yes, absolutely. Anywhere there's a Keller Williams.
Everywhere there's, if I want to go look at properties right now on my website in Jamaica, I can. Mexico, I can. Beverly Hills, I can. Right? On my Command website, and it's really easy to set up. It's awesome. It took no time to set up. The last one here, of course, is what am I talking about? In total, it's $2,100. Absolutely. For me, it was a no-brainer. No one has ever said to me, Gare, your website is now lacking. It's an MLS website. It's fantastic. Like I said, I can search up properties in Vancouver to Mexico to where everyone else. The customization, some people are commenting here. If I could share my screen, I would right now on my website. Trust me, all people are looking for is an MLS MLS station website so they can go look at their listings. That's all they want. And my branding's on it. It looks golden. It literally took me an afternoon to set up, and boom. And if you want to view it right now or after this meeting, it's GaryAMcGowan.com. And you'll see my big stupid picture on there. And it's easy. It's easy peasy. So again, I asked myself this question: why am I paying for things on double when it doesn't provide me an ROI? Just provide me a solid ROI, then there's another conversation, right, Colin? Yeah. But for me, $2,100 a year in savings, because there's other services out there, and not one of my clients that blinked an eye. In fact, they love it. It's not for everyone. I get it. If you want, there's even more savings we could talk about, but that's for a different conversation. But look at your expenses and what are you paying double for? And if there's another opportunity out there, use it. Good stuff, Colin.
And it's our intention to, at these meetings or even in our Facebook group, just to drop little nuggets throughout the month of things that you can use where you're looking to consolidate your business or just look at your expenses and look at them wisely. Also, apps that can be used that will enhance your business. So these are things that we're going to be dropping throughout the month. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, very good. Okay, we talked about this when Jonathan mentioned it. Team Symposium, Colin. What can we expect out of this?
So yes, we're super excited that next week, Tuesday, here at the New Market office, we'll be hosting a team symposium. You might say, what is the team symposium? This is an opportunity where we're bringing all the teams in the brokerage. We're coming together, but we're also bringing together some of the top teams in Canada. And they're all going to be here at our New Market office, and we're going to just be discussing. And the goal of this symposium is to learn from each other so that the teams are not only surviving during this time, but they'll have a thriving business during the shift in market. We totally understand that the real estate market is constantly changing. And by bringing some of the top teams together, not just the teams that will increase their business, but as a brokerage, we're all going to grow even bigger and better as well. In addition to the team symposium, we'll be hosting a growth symposium. The growth symposium is now for individual agents who just want to create a bigger business for themselves, but not the ones who necessarily want to start a team. So team symposium is all for teams. Growth symposium is individual. Dates for that will be coming out soon, but stay tuned for that. Very excited for the team symposium. We have some of the big names. I would say the top 5 in all of Canada. We have at least 3 of the top 5 in all of Canada will be joining us at our brokerage. So stay tuned for that. You'll be getting an invite from the brokerage. Hopefully that explains it a bit. I know we're short in time, but I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, very good. I think that's such a great tool that we're going to have at our office. And remember, we're here to raise the lid, and we've done that today. We've definitely done that today. So a couple of things to remind you: if you wanted the broker's stats, Colin and I already shot that video. It's already on YouTube now. You can go watch it and download the stats from the website that Mary puts together every month. So thank you for that, Mary. Stevie, Jen, I'm excited about Feb 1st. I'm excited about family reunion. And let's all go make an amazing day for everybody. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye, guys.